So far we've looked at annuities in two different stages. We looked at the accumulation stage, where you are paying in and increasing the balance. So we're starting with a zero balance, and we're working up to an end payment where we have a future value of some sort. And then, of course, in between there we have payments going in and interest going in at regular periods. And we had the liquidation stage. And that liquidation stage started out with a balance, a present value, and the timeline then went down to a value of zero, down to a zero balance. And in between there we had payments coming out, draws coming out, and we still had interest going in. Well, these two stages typically are not separate. They can be separate. You can pay into an investment and then take out that lump sum future value at the end and use it if you want to. And alternatively, you can pay in a large lump sum and draw it out as a liquidation if you want to. But oftentimes the two go together. This future value here of the accumulation stage that happens first becomes the present value of the liquidation stage. So these two timelines end up being connected together like this. So this is the accumulation stage here. We start out with a zero balance, and it builds up to that future value. That future value then becomes the present value of that liquidation stage that pays down to a zero balance. And of course, in between both of them have the payments and interest going in, and over here interest is going in, but draws are coming out, payments coming out basically. So let's take a look at some examples that hook the two processes together in this way. So our first example here, we're going to have Sam is 24 years old and starts investing $200 per month in a, let's just go 10% ordinary annuity. Sam plans to retire at 67. And family history predicts an average life expectancy of 90. If Sam earns 4% while drawing, how much can Sam draw each month? In retirement. Now again, these rates are very, very different, 10% and 4%. And that's normal. When you're investing, generally you can take a few more risks and get a larger rate of return. But when you're drawing out, you're already retired, you don't want to risk losing a large portion of it. So you're going to go more conservative and get a lower rate. So our timeline here Obviously, we're starting out with $0 here, and we expect to end up with $0 down here. It's what's happening in between. Right now, Sam is putting in $200 payments starting at age 24. Sam expects to continue doing that until age 67. And during that time, we'll be drawing 10% interest. So then that will give us a future value, which will become the present value of the liquidation phase. And during that phase, Sam will be making 4% interest. We don't know what that draw is going to be. So that's what we're trying to find. So when we're working on a problem like this, the first thing we have to do is identify what we know and look at which one of these two stages, which phase do we have all the information for. And in this example, we have all the information for that accumulation phase so that we can find that future value. So that future value is going to equal that $200 a month times 1, 2, 3 parentheses, 1 plus our rate R is 10%, so 0.10 divided by, it's monthly, so divided by 12. The power of 12 times, we have to do our years, 27 or 24 to 67. 67 minus 24 is 33 years. So 12 times 33 years minus 1, close parentheses, divided by, open parentheses, 0.10 divided by 12, close and close. So that's going to give us that future value at the end of the accumulation phase. I'm going to kind of rush through putting this in the calculator because we've covered these steps in the previous videos. So we get 617,866.12. So $617,866.12. Now that amount is going to become the present value for that liquidation stage as we're drawing out. And we're going to use that to figure out what that regular draw can be. So draw our payments coming out. So we got 617,866.12 divided by 1, 2, 3. 1 plus, now it's 4%. What we're drawing out, so 0.04 divided by 12. So the power of 12 times, how many years is that? This was 90 that we're going to end up at here. 90 minus 67 is 23 years. So it's going to be 12 times 23 years, minus 1, close parentheses, divided by, open, 0.04 divided by 12, times, I remember in the liquidation phase we got this extra term in here, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12, to the power of 12 times 23 again, close and close. And that gives us 3,427.62. So what that is saying is from 67 to 90, if those conditions hold true, Sam will be able to draw out $3,427.62 per month. Not a bad retirement draw based on that $200 investment. course, part of the reason there's 24 is a nice young age to start at. And the younger you start, the more you have, the easier it builds. Let's look at the other side of this now. Pat is 30 years old. And wants to start saving for retirement. Sorry, wants to start saving for retirement. Pat hopes to retire at 65 and expects to draw until 85. This is a short way of saying the life expectancy based on family history and other factors is 85. Pat wants to draw $3,000 per month while retired. And expects, let's do 5% interest. Pat will earn 9.5% while investing. So during the accumulation phase, Pat's going to get that 9.5%. So I want to find the amount Pat should invest each month. So once again, we have these timelines back to back, starting at $0 and ending up at $0. The future value of that accumulation becomes the present value of the liquidation. We have 9.5% during the accumulation phase. We're looking for that payment amount, the paid in. On the other side, Pat hopes to draw $3,000 per month at 5% interest. So we look at which one of these phases do we have all the information for, and in this case, it's the liquidation phase. So what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards to find that present value that is needed at the beginning of that liquidation phase to get that $3,000 a month for that period of time at 5%. Now the ages here, this is 30, this was 65, and this is 85. So that's going to give us 25 years during the liquidation and 35 years, sorry, not 25, 20 years during the liquidation and 35 years during the accumulation. So let's set up our formulas here. So we are looking at the liquidation phase first. So I want to find that required present value. If it's $3,000 per month times 1, 2, 3, 1 plus that rate is 5%, so 0.05. It is monthly, so divided by 12. To the power of 12 times those 20 years, minus 1, close, divided by open. 0.05 divided by 12 again, times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 12, close, to the power of 12 times 20 years again, close and close. So again, we've worked these formulas before, so I'm going to kind of rush through the entry of them here. Hopefully I don't miskey anything here, moving so fast. Just want to check, make sure I hit the right number here. So we go ahead and we finish that off. The required future value is going to be $454,575.94. So Pat, in order to make this happen, is going to need $454,575.94 at this point at age 65 in order to make those payments, $3,000 payments happen for those 20 years. So then that becomes the future value, the desired future value for our accumulation phase. So we're going to go ahead and enter that. And then we're going to find our payments. So it's the 454,575.94 divided by 123. 1 plus, now we're going to be getting 9.5%, so 0.095 divided by 12 to the power of 12 times, that was for 35 years, minus 1, close parentheses, divided by, open, 0.095 divided by 12, close and close. Now remember, we don't need that extra term during the accumulation phase. So as we enter this all in, we find Pat needs $136.12 each month to make this happen. Very affordable amount to put away. So that's how these problems work if we need to put them back to back, looking at what we're capable. The first problem, we were looking at what we were capable of doing now. In this case, Chris was capable of putting away $200 a month at 10% for that period of time, and looking to calculate what will that give us in retirement, finding that would give a potential payment of $3,427.62 in retirement. Or going the other direction, our second example, where we knew what we desired to have in retirement. We desired $3,000 a month in retirement, and going forward, going backward then to see what we would have to start putting away on a regular basis now to make that happen. So that is linking together the accumulation phase and the liquidation phase for annuities.